My spouse has Alzheimer's and is living at home. What do we need to do now to plan ahead?
When you're the caregiver for a spouse who has Alzheimer's, it's important to understand that you don't want to wait until the disease has taken its toll before you start your planning. It's important to start planning just as soon as you get that first diagnosis. The first time that you get a prescription for Aricept or Namenda or Exelon, you want to make sure that you've started that planning for what's going to happen if your spouse is no longer able to make decisions on their own. And so the most important thing that you can do is to make sure that you, as well as your spouse, have the right type of power of attorney in place. Now, there's two types of powers of attorney. One deals with financial matters, the other deals with healthcare matters. You want to make sure that you have a powerful power of attorney. You don't want a powerless power of attorney when you need it most. And so make sure that you work with a certified elder law attorney, someone who is experienced in looking ahead to the questions and concerns that will arise as the health of your loved one continues to decline. With the right power of attorney, you can make sure that things will turn out a lot better, both for you and your loved one. Now, another thing that you need to make sure that you take care of is that you'll want to make sure that you update your will. Probably your will is what I call a sweetheart will, or an I love you will. I love you, honey. Everything's going to go to you if you survive me. If I survive, everything comes to me. Otherwise, it goes on down to the kids. It's a very typical type of estate planning tool, sweetheart will. Well, in that situation, what you need to do instead of having an I love you will is an I love you dearly, honey, but will. An I love you dearly, honey, but will is going to be a will that makes sure that if your spouse with Alzheimer's survives you, that the assets that you and your spouse have accumulated over a lifetime will not suddenly be lost to the cost of care, and instead can be available to pay for things that Medicaid wouldn't pay for, to make sure that she can qualify for benefits that she'd be eligible for, and to make sure that she never runs out of money. When your spouse has Alzheimer's, or you have Alzheimer's, make sure that you act. That's the single most important thing you can do. Act, don't delay. Procrastination is the biggest enemy to good planning.